Love wants you, we can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it, dance.
Hey guys, what's cracking? We are back today with another CSL team builder video. Today, team building for the Calgary Hydro Cannons. Our battle against the Texas Tours in week 1 went very well. Unfortunately, we didn't clutch the 5-0, but it went well regardless, and I'm glad that it did. Because now I'm feeling like I'm in a good spot moving forward. So, looking at the team, one sec. Oops, sorry about that. Looking at his team, we see Pokemon such as Mega Slowbro, Magnezone, Sylveon, Blissey, Nidoking, Golbat, Emboar, Flygon, Tauros, Leavanny, and Golurk. So, as usual, I like to look at my opponent's team. I don't like to expect certain things. I kind of like to expect everything. So I try to make a team, as always, that can beat everything on this team. Right away, I'm looking for threats, and honestly, I feel like Golurk was kind of a scary-looking Pokemon. Golurk having a lot of really great coverage moves, along with being his rocker. Golurk's coverage is ghost, especially ghost type, is somewhat problematic for my team, especially being a physical ghost type, because yes, Reuniclus can boost up and take special ghost type hits, but unfortunately Golurk is a physical ghost type, so that was something that I wanted to be wary of, and I wanted to bring a physical defensive Pokemon. Now usually my answer would have been Alomola. Unfortunately, Alomola looks like kind of like sort of deadweight type Pokemon, because there's Pokemon like Golurk, like Leavanny, Sylveon, Magnezone, and Mega Slowbro. All what, 5 of those, along with like Blissey, even Nidoking. There's a lot of good Pokemon, Golbat even. A lot of Pokemon that I just really can't touch. Only things that it helps me against are Emboar, Flygon, Tauros, and Golurk. So I didn't really want to bring that. And so that was something I knew right off the bat, that Alomola, while I needed a good physical wall, Alomola was not going to cut it for me. Looking at other threats on his team, I know Magnezone really threatens Manaphy, and of course the stupid Mega Slowbro Blissey combination is going to be something that's going to be very hard to beat. So with that in mind, I needed something that could a team that could dismantle this and this, essentially. These two different cores were both very strong. One thing I was looking out for was sticky webs from Leavanny. I wanted to be very wary of that, as I really would not like to have those on my side of the field. I also obviously looked at Flygon being a pretty fast one, Flygon and Tauros is 2 fastest Pokemon, and Emboar Scarfed being a great Emboar, whatever item it holds, is a fantastic wall breaker, and Golbat being his exclusive defogger. So obviously I took a pretty in-depth look at his team before I went into my own team building process. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first Pokemon I decided to bring was, this is basically a very standard OU Manaphy set, the Southberry, Tailglow, Energy Ball, Surf, Ice Beam. The reason I chose this set was because this set helps me 1v1 Mega Slowbro, which is going to be all important. It also, if I get down to range of Salakberry activating, I'll be able to outspeed things guaranteed, such as Scarf Nidoking, Scarf Magnezone, Scarf Emboar, Scarf Flygon. Before Scarf Flygon has to be, and even Scarf Leavanny or like anything like that. Golurk I think might also threaten my speed tier, although I'm not sure. Regardless, I decided for Salakberry because I wanted to be able to outspeed those threats if the opportunity arose. I didn't feel like I was going to be getting a lot out of leftovers, although in hindsight now, I'm thinking maybe leftovers might be a better idea, just makes me more reliable against Mega Slowbro. However, I'm also not too worried because I do have, in my mind, 2 other ways to deal with Mega Slowbro. And I wanted Pokemon that could deal with both Mega and Slowbro and Blissey, which are few and far between to say the least. So I kind of found a Pokemon like that in also actually I should talk about this coverage in these EVs. So the coverage hits almost everything on this team. Mega Slowbro hit, Magnezone hit, Sylveon hit, although not super well. Sylveon and Blissey are not hit super well. Nidoking hit, Golbat hit, Emboar hit, Flygon hit, Tauros hit, Leavanny hit, Golurk hit. So really, it's a great move, coverage move. Unfortunately, Blissey and Sylveon are the things I'm not hitting, but I would not have been able to hit those anyways because there's nothing I have that would have done more damage than a good Scald. I think I'm running Surf for a little extra damage against Sylveon. Although I might have to opt for Scald, I'm not sure yet. It's worth actually doing some calcs. We can do this right now on screen. Manaphy, Scald, Surf. Let's say Sylveon. OU choice specs. I know I want to calc for this because I know that a +6 already. So yeah, see, this is actually a pretty important calc right here. Surf has a much higher chance to kill a spec Sylveon than a Scald would, and that's something that's very important to me because that's otherwise a pretty good answer to my beloved Sylveon. As my beloved Manaphy, as Hyper Voice is going to do a ton of damage back. Although looking at that, that does put me in Salic Barrier range. So maybe it's worth running Scald. No, I do want the extra damage, I think. Tricky. What to do? I could probably boost up again on Tail actually, so I think this is actually probably the ideal set. Regardless, moving on. We got Jelly the Reuniclus with a pretty cool EV spread. I'm pretty happy with it. This is another way to beat. This Pokemon actually can 1v1 both Blissey and Slowbro, and that's something that I'm very excited by. Of course, unless T-Wave or something gets very unfortunate, Reuniclus with Magic Guard is going to be able to Psyshock, Energy Ball. These two moves hit not only the entire team very effectively, but also really hurt. I can beat up. It's like this Pokemon effectively dismantles both Blissey and Slowbro, and that is something that I was really excited by. Regardless, I just want to look at this calc right here because this is a pretty Golurk. It shows Shadow Punch, obviously, as you can see, cannot kill, and if I boost up to +2, Energy Ball will be securing a KO. So that's something that I want to be pretty wary of. However, obviously, if I get down to that range of HP, I probably won't be able to click Recover next turn, even with as much bulk as this thing has. But I did invest in defense as much as I could. The 52 speed EVs, or 52 special attack EVs, allow Energy Ball to guarantee 2-hit KO against a plus. If I get into a boosting war with Mega Slowbro, I can get up to +6. And this guarantees a 2-hit KO against +6 minimum. So if he's running Calm Mind, chances are he's not running any special defense EVs. And so this guarantees a KO if I'm at +6 and it's at +6 against 2-hit KO against that Mega Slowbro. Of course, I won't be able to crit it, so when I was making my calcs, I really wanted to pay attention to the fact that I will not be able to crit Mega Slowbro. So I need to be in a range where I'm not relying on the crit. So, if anything, it might be worth just like throwing a little extra on there. But 52, because the thing is, if he's running some, he's probably running a lot. So Energy Ball from Reuniclus at this point, that's all I got. So I'm really hoping that this Pokemon will be able to effectively dismantle Mega Slowbro. Finally, the last potential answer to Mega Slowbro, I'm running a pretty cool Garchomp set. Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin, Tank Chomp is going to be pretty neat, but I am running some Swords Dance and some Speed EVs. So the Speed EVs here let me outspeed Nidoking. Oh, sorry about that. They let me outspeed Nidoking, who is the fastest Pokemon on this team. Of course, this set literally cannot touch Golbat, but that's okay because I feel like I can honestly switch into Golbat pretty easily with most of the things in my team. This switches in not too well, but this can switch in, this can switch in, and this can switch in. So regardless, I don't feel too threatened by it. But if I do get a chance to get a Swords Dance up on against the team, I will be able to go and do a lot of work because that allows me to hit so much of the team really well. Although it's worth considering, I wanted to consider Outrage, but I didn't want to risk it with Sylveon around. I didn't want to run that, risk getting trapped and then losing Garchomp altogether, because the Rough Skin allows me to switch into Golurk, and Tauros, and Flygon, and Ambor. So this is basically my check to a lot of his lower tier physical threats, which he seems to have a lot of. So I'm running Rocky Helmet, Garchomp, and if I can get a Swords Dance up and then proceed to go from there, that'll be pretty cool. But I really don't see myself needing to in a lot of situations. But of course, let's say Blissey comes in and I can, with this Garchomp, one second. This Garchomp set, Blissey comes in, let's say it's like that. As you can see, Earthquake does not net a KO. But if I can get up to +2, and after Rocks, there's a good chance to KO. So that was what I was essentially looking for. And the rest is, it's the Speed EVs, obviously, as I said, to outspeed Nidoking. The rest is into physical defense to take on physical attackers. Mainly Emboar is the main thing that's scaring my team right now. So I wanted to, have a Pokemon that could take those on. And what I was saying about Alamo at the beginning of the video, this kind of solved that problem. This is what I love about Garchomp, is that the Rocky Helmet set is so viable. So now I can just switch into Embor's Flare Blitz. It's not only going to take recoil, maybe even Life Orb damage if it's a Life Orb set. But let's say in that situation it would take Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet, recoil, and Life Orb damage. And I take around 30%, 30 to 35%, I think, from that, from a banded, from a Scarfed Embor. So, I'm not too worried about it. Regardless, moving on, I have Mega Metacham. This is Mega Metacham. Zen Headbutt, Poison Jab is a little redundant right now against this team. As Poison Jab only really hits. I might just put that. Let's just put Fake out there. I'm just gonna put Fake out there because Sylveon. See, if we plug in Metacham here, and we go Sylveon, Uber Cleric. So this is a specially defensive Sylveon, which is something that's kind of expectable. Poison Jab guaranteed a KO. The Zen Headbutt did not. I can't decide. I like these two moves. A Drain Punch lets me hit a lot of stuff and get recovery. Ice Punch. I really need Zen Headbutt to hit Golbat, because otherwise, if you haven't noticed, this team does have not a Golbat problem, but doesn't have a good way to hit it. The only two ways to hit it being these two. Although I'm looking now, what else does Zen Headbutt hit? Doesn't hit that. Doesn't hit that. Drain Punch hits that. Hits that, I guess. Hits Nidoking, who I believe Ice Punch was already knocking out. So we're going to replace this with Poison Jab, actually. As Poison Jab might not hit anything, but I just want to plug in Golbat here. It's nice that I'm getting some, actually. What I like about this is it lets me have a chance to... Zen Headbutt was going to do a lot more, but Ice Punch is already a good chance to 2-hit KO after... Guaranteed 2-hit KO after Stealth Rocks, and 62.5... Oh, wow, that's scary. Although I would have already been... Actually, the fact that that's so secure after almost 100% chance after... I also do like Fake Out, though. I think I'm going to have to forego Fake Out and stick with Zen Headbutt, because... Although I feel like Golbat will not, in no circumstances is Golbat his switching to Mega Metacham. So, although a lot of people forget that it's a Psychic type. I'll have to pay some more thought to that. For now, I'm going to leave it as is, but I think, I want to just pay some more thought to that, I think. Either way, this is kind of scary. I don't know, Fake Out or Zen Headbutt? Is it worth securing a Stealth Rocks KO on Golbat? Regardless, one thing I want to talk about is the fact that I'm running 100 EVs on this too. It lets me speed tie Flygon, max speed Flygon, so which is going to be potentially important, along with... actually that's about it, but I just didn't want to risk that. I don't want to I don't want to be forcing speed ties that I don't want to be, like, allowing him to win potential speed ties just because I chose to forego some speedies. So regardless, we are running that. But I'm running Totem Bird, the Xatu, with Magic Bounce. So the reason I'm running this is because I wanted to be able to Magic Bounce away. I wanted to be able to Magic Bounce away the hazards that were going to be flung my way. Namely Sticky Webs. So this lets me bounce back the Sticky Webs. And so this is a kind of interesting EVs and moveset, but I want to talk about this. So the speed here, what the speed accomplishes is it allows me to outspeed guaranteed a max speed Levani, and I can take any hit Levani wants to throw at me and KO with Air Slash guaranteed no matter what EVs it wants to run, unless it's like full specially defensive. Maybe I don't have a chance, although I doubt it. It does like 150% already. Yeah, so Defog and Roost, obviously just Defog support in case I fail and Sticky Webs do manage to get up somehow, and Roost for some recovery just in case. So Hidden Power Ground might look a little sketchy, guys, I realize. And this is where Hidden Power Ground and Wakandari come in. Because Magnezone switches in, and this is a guaranteed 2-hit KO on Magnezone, which is really neat. And so if Magnezone wants to try... I have this weird situation in my head which would be clutch if it happens, but regardless, this lets me do a lot of damage to Magnezone. If I switch into Levani, I bounce back Sticky Webs. She goes into Magnezone, and then I can proceed to click Hidden Power Ground twice. If it's Scarf Magnezone, the sticky webs already bounced back. Let's say sticky webs never went up at all. The speed, the Wakanda rate allows me to take that hit, which is it may be end up being situational. I'm not quite sure yet, but I hope it ends up being useful. As I do feel like Magnezone, Scarf Magnezone is something that he's really gonna want to bring. Scarf Magnezone being able to outspeed Manaphy and slap it around. It's like something that I feel like that's just something I'm really expecting. Although I know it's a dangerous line of thought to go down, but I want to be prepared for that. And this is a pretty useful line with Magic Bounce and Defog, so Xatu's going to be clutch. Finally, we have Obese Juan Kenobi. Looking through this team, the biggest problem I seemed to be having when I was building it was that Sylveon just bobs stuff, and I already knew that from my laddering in OU. Sylveon loves to just wreck things. So this Snorlax can switch it to even Choice Spec Sylveon. Choice Spec Sylveon, I think, achieves a 4-hit KO. And I can just click Heavy Slam, I can click Body Slam, Earthquake, Ice Punch. This is a pretty good coverage moveset, as you can imagine, for the team that I'm about to face. And I'm just running full HP and full attack because I didn't need to fiddle with the speed EVs or fiddle with EVs to take hits. I just wanted to be as bulky and as strong as possible. As this is going to be my main switch into Sylveon, as nothing else on my team wants to switch in. I was considering making this a Curse Lax set, but I decided against it just because that doesn't really take on Sylveon as effectively. What's cool about Snorlax is if it switches in, she has very few paralysis immunities on her team. So if I switch into Sylveon, I imagine her switching after that to this thing would probably be like Embor, or just something that can take it on, because she has, or Mega Slowbro, and from there I can just click Body Slam, maybe get a paralysis, use that turn to switch in Manaphy or Jelly and start setting up, that's the goal. So yeah, that's the team. I hope you guys think it'll do well. I'm pretty happy with it. Took like around a couple hours of work, just staring at it. Obviously, I have a couple more things I'm gonna think about, being Zen Headbutt versus Fake Out. If I want to put more special attack EVs on Jelly here, and then Obese Juan Kenobi's moveset, I want to make sure this is the best one. Heavy Slam does a little, I think, I want to check that. Let's plug that in. Sylveon, let's say Uber Cleric, just that's bulky. Snorlax, Obese Juan Kenobi. Heavy Slam does so much. If I put in Gunk Shot, I want to see how much, because Gunk Shot does a lot too, actually. Gunk Shot and Heavy Slam are the exact same. So it's essentially a guaranteed Oko after rocks, 50% chance. So it definitely doesn't want to take that. As you can see, even if we make this a bulky Choice Spec Sylveon, Hyper Voice, yeah, 32 to 38. So Hyper Voice is a 99.2% chance of 3K. So that's good to know, actually. So I will need to get rocks up, and I will need to start bopping it, as I can't switch in all day, but neither can it, obviously. So anyways, as I was saying earlier, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Wish me some luck. Kraken Nation out.